There's no philosophy whatsoever. It doesn't involve any change in lifestyle. You don't change your diet or anything. And the third thing is there's nothing to believe in. I want to emphasize that because sometimes people think when I learn to meditate, I have to believe in it for it to work. You can be 100% skeptical and the technique works just as well, the benefits are just as profound as if you went into this thing thinking, I believe in meditation, it's going to work. So there's no belief whatsoever. So to understand what transcendental meditation is, and to understand how it compares to other forms of meditation or self-development, I like to use the metaphor or the analogy of an ocean. You're on a small boat, you're in the middle of the ocean, out in the middle of the ocean, and all of a sudden you get these huge swells, these huge 40, 60-foot high waves, and you could think, oh my God, the whole ocean is in upheaval. Well, not really, because if you do a cross-section of the ocean, you see these little 40-foot high waves, and the ocean is like, in reality, a mile deep, and the ocean is active on the surface, but at the depth of the ocean, it is naturally silent, and it doesn't matter if those waves are 200-foot high waves. At the depth of the ocean, untouched, it is naturally silent. That's the nature of the ocean, active on the surface, silent at its depth. And the analogy is our mind. The surface of our mind is the active thinking mind. All the things that we're thinking about all during the day. It's like the waves on the surface of the ocean. And I like to call it the gotta mind. I gotta do this, and I gotta do that, and I gotta call him, and I gotta call her, and I gotta make a list, and I gotta find the list, and I gotta make a new list, and I gotta get going, and I gotta slow down, and I gotta get to sleep, and I gotta wake up. I'm sure everybody's had a gotta mind at some point. And there's a natural inclination, a natural desire to have some inner calm, some inner clarity, some inner focus, some inner inspiration, some inner peace, some inner happiness. Natural. And the operative word there is inner. And the question is, where is that inner and how do we get it? How do we get there? How do we know during transcendental meditation that that's actually happening? How do we know something substantive is taking place? That we're not just imagining this? And we know from science. And why do we know from science? Because we know from science mind and body are not just interconnected. In many regards, mind and body are basically one. And if it's true that during transcendental meditation, your mind is just effortlessly, comfortably settling down, experience quieter and quieter levels of the mind, and then experiencing that source of thought, it must show up in a very profound and dramatic way during the meditation, and it must show up in the body.